Track Changes is a valuable tool that allows you to show changes made in your document. This is a great feature when you want to see what changes have been made by you or another editor. Word includes a feature that allows you to see what changes have been made to a document. These changes, known as markup, are primarily created using the Track Changes feature of Word. If you choose to use Track Changes, you'll become intimately familiar with the Review tab of the ribbon. We'll just go right up here and display that Review tab, and you can see that there's a number of different tools here that you can use for review of your document. Now, creating markup or creating tracked changes is something that's a subset of these tools. We're not going to pay too much attention to those tools that are towards the left side of this particular ribbon. And the comments section here is considered part of markup, but comments, quite honestly, is best left to another video, to another discussion. What we're going to focus on here today is the tools that are in this tracking group and in this changes group. So how you use these particular tools will become evident as you work through the rest of this video. You'll notice that I have a document that contains Lewis Carroll's famous Alice's Adventures in Wonderland on the screen here. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit here so that we can see the lower part of this first page. If you want to turn on Track Changes, all you need to do is, again, display the Review tab of the ribbon here. And in the tracking group, just click on this Track Changes tool right here. Notice that it shows that it's highlighted. And also in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that it says Reviewing. That means that you're reviewing the document or that one of the reviewing tools is turned on at the current time. From this point, as you make changes to your document, your changes are shown on screen using marks that are very similar to those that have been used manually by editors for years. For instance, let's go down to this paragraph right down here, and we're going to make a couple of edits in here. So I'm going to click right there, and then I'm going to highlight these because I want to change this word started to jumped. So all I had to do is select the part that I want to change, just editing like normal, and then type JUMP. And you can see that what Word did is it took the text that we deleted, the word started, put a strike through it, and then the text that we added, which is jumped, shows in red and it's underlined. So we can easily see what was deleted and what was added to this document. Now over at the left side of the screen, or the left side of the margin of this document, you can see that there's a vertical bar. That shows that there have been changes made within these particular lines of the document. So I'm going to go back up here a little bit further back, and let's say I don't want this word very to be italic. So I'm going to go ahead and select it, and then I'm going to go ahead and press Control I. Notice that the word very is no longer in italic. Notice that there's a change bar that appears out at the left side of the screen, and something that is traditionally called a balloon appears at the right side of the screen to show what edit was made within this particular line of the document. The essence of markup, as you can tell, is that added text is shown as underlined and deleted text is displayed with a strike-through line drawn through the text, plus they're shown in red. Added comments or text that has a format change is shown at the right of the document in elements that are called balloons. Now there is one other thing that I should draw to your attention here. We've tracked these changes, and so markup appears within this document. If I go back up to the Track Changes tool up here, and I turn off Track Changes, notice that that markup still remains on the screen. It doesn't go away just because you turn the tool off. You can turn it off for a short period of time, make some edits. Those won't show up in the markup, but these don't go away. I'm going to show you how to get rid of them a little bit later within this video. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn track changes back on. You can, if you desire, change the way in which Word shows the markup on the screen. To specify how the edits should be noted, all we need to do is, again, display the Review tab of the ribbon, because just about everything occurs on this tab. And then in the tracking group right up here, we're going to click this little icon at the lower right-hand corner of the group. And that brings up the Track Changes Options dialog box. The thing I want to do here is go ahead and click on Advanced Options, and that displays the Advanced Track Changes Options dialog box. This is much larger than the previous dialog box that you looked at. Within this dialog box, you can use the controls to indicate how you want document additions and deletions to be noted in your document. Now, quite honestly, for most people, it's okay to leave these the way that they are. Word sets the default, making edits in red and deleted text struck through and added text underlined, because that's the way that editors have manually edited manuscripts for years using a red pen. But you can change it to different colors. You can change it to different treatments of how these markup items should appear within your document. Once you're done making those changes, go ahead and click on the OK button, and they'll be applied within your document. I'm going to go ahead and click on Cancel those, since we're not going to make any changes here. Now at this point, you can go ahead and get out of this dialog box by either clicking on OK or Cancel. There are two things to keep in mind in relation to markup in a document. The first thing is that markup can be displayed or hidden. The second thing to remember is that hiding markup isn't the same as getting rid of markup. Let me explain that. Most people control what markup is displayed in a document by using the Show Markup drop-down list right up here in the tracking group. If I click on it, you can see that there's different things that can be shown as markup within this document. These are toggles, and you can turn them on and off just by clicking on them, and then that type of markup won't be displayed in your document. You can choose how balloons are displayed within your document. Again, these are toggles. Or you can do specific people if you have multiple reviewers or multiple editors that have been working within the document. Now you can also display what markup is shown in your document by again clicking this small icon at the bottom of the tracking group. When you do, you get the Track Changes Options dialog box, and you can choose in these settings what is going to be displayed within your document as far as markup is concerned. We'll go ahead and cancel out of that. You can also turn off the display of markup by using the Display for Review drop-down list, which is right up here at the top of the tracking group. If I click on this down arrow, you can see that there are different ways that markup can be displayed. If you choose no markup or you choose original, then what you'll see is the original document on your screen. For instance, I choose original right here, and you can see that my markup is no longer displayed. But I'm going to go ahead and click all markup so that I can again see the markup that's on the screen. As you can tell, Word provides several different ways that you can turn off the display of markup within your document. So that brings us to the second thing to keep in mind relative to markup. Hiding markup, or turning track changes off, isn't the same thing as getting rid of markup. All of the things I've discussed so far only hide markup by changing what is displayed. The markup, all your track changes and all your comments, are still there, even though you can't see them. Thus, when you later open the document or someone else opens the document, they can see all that markup on their system. After you are through making changes in the document, or if you receive a document from someone else that is marked up, you need to go through a process of examining each revision and deciding whether to keep it or toss it out. This is done by searching for the changes and then making your decision on a case-by-case basis. Doing this is quite easy. What I normally do is I begin by going to the beginning of my document. So I'm going to go all the way right back up here. And while this isn't strictly necessary, it does make the process a little bit easier. And then on the Review tab of the ribbon, all you have to do is use this within the Changes area over here. If we hover over these, you can see what the different meanings are. This tool accepts whatever change is currently highlighted. This tool rejects whatever change is currently highlighted. This one goes to the previous change, and this one goes to the next change. So with my insertion point at the beginning of the document, what I would do is just go ahead and click on Next Change. And notice that what happened is that Word highlighted or selected the change, so the word vary has been selected. And at this point, we can use either accept or reject to get rid of that change. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on reject, and notice what happens. When I click on it, all of a sudden that text is italic again, and Word has moved on to the next change within the document. Plus, the balloon that had been displayed at the right side of the screen is no longer there, and so that area is returned to the document itself. Now, if there had been additional balloons further down in the document, then that area wouldn't have disappeared. It only disappeared here because we had only the single balloon within this particular document. But notice that the next change is highlighted, which is the word started. Now, that has been deleted. We deleted it when we made the edit just a little while ago. And we can either reject it or accept it. If I accept it, I'll go ahead and click on that. Then you can see that that text is removed from the document, that edit, and we're taken to the next one, which is the word jumped. And I can accept this one as well. And then Word tells us that there aren't any other changes within the document to review. When I click on OK, I'm back to my document. Now there is one other important thing to show you here as far as resolving markup is concerned. And so that I can show you, what I'm going to do is go ahead and make a couple more edits in here really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and we'll delete that text there. And we're going to go down here. Alice jumped to her feet, for it flashed across her mind. I'm going to say for she realized that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket, yada, yada, yada. So you can see that I have deletions and I have additions to the text in here. And I may have these throughout the entire document. If you're satisfied with those changes that have been made, and you've gone through and you've looked at them, or you trust whoever the editor was, or you know the edits that you made and you don't need to review them again, then right up here, there's the Accept tool. And we already talked about the fact that clicking on Accept accepts whatever change is currently highlighted within the document. But if we click the down arrow right here, we can see that there's an option to say Accept all changes. That allows you to accept every single change in the document without individually reviewing them. The only difference between that and this one is that this one not only accepts all the changes, but it turns off track changes so that no more changes are tracked within your document. You should note as well that over here, there's a down arrow next to the Reject tool, and you can reject all changes within a document or reject all changes and stop tracking. It's just a very fast way for you to get rid of all of the tracked changes within your document. But understand, once you've done that and then saved your document, you can't go back and undo that. Those changes have been accepted, they're now part of the document, or they've been rejected, and those changes are no longer available within the document. Now, I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you click the subscribe button and then click the bell icon. That way YouTube will let you know whenever I add a new video to the Word Tips channel. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today.